What's up, guys? Riley here, and today I'm going over my blue C10. This truck, or what was this truck, and if you watch my channel often, you would know that I've got a new body on this. I finally got some super glue, and I've been kind of working at it. I got the interior glued in, and I got the roof glued on. It seems pretty sturdy, and it doesn't seem like it's going to break when it flips over, but we'll have to see. If it does, then I'll have to make a piece to hold it up some, just to keep it from bending so much when it flips. But it seems really sturdy because I'm putting a good amount of pressure on it. But what today's video is, I'm going to do a little test run with it. Haven't really done a good test run with it. But as you see, I've got new tires. I got some Hyrexes for it. I've got some rims and some other tires coming for this specifically, and a few other parts. I have no clue when they're going to get here, sadly. And then number two, so I've got the tires, and number two, if I can get it, I think I'm going to have to take a wheel off to show you, but Mofo sells these things called flex blades. It helps flex on your rig, vehicle, whatever you want to call it. And I bought the Flex Blade XRs, the aluminum ones. And so far they've proven to be really good. And I'm going to go test those out with y'all. So, if I get the wheel off here, that little piece right there is the flex blade. This little piece right there that the shock is attached to. So what it does is that pivots with the shock. So boom, and then it pivots about a quarter inch more. So I'll do a little demonstration of before and after. Now it might not be too good of a before and after because I don't have another C10 with the same shocks, but I do have the yellow Jeep or the white 55 Chevrolet body, and I'll see how that does, and just kind of show you how much more it flexes. So I have what was the yellow Jeep. Now it's a 55 Chevrolet. Now that is not a C10, and C10s started, I think it was the early 60s maybe? I can't remember the first C10 they came out with, but the 50s were not a C10. Now, the second generation of a C10 started in 67, and then it ended in 73. The square bodies are not C10s. They do call the square bodies K10s when they're four-wheel drive, but they're not C10s. Just a little fact. So along with this body, or with the other body, I got the super glue, so I was actually able to glue the hood onto the body, so it's nice and sturdy. So I'm going to go ahead, get a few tires, and show y'all the flex difference. So I've got a stack of 4 tires here. I'm going to move that down to 2. Yes, I said 2 tires. I'm going to move it down to 2 tires. Now these are the BF Goodrich tires from all these trucks just about. So this one does good on 2. Get it in the middle on the sidewall. It can do 2, as you can see. Now 3. These shocks have not been tuned much, other than I took the springs out of them. So that's 3. Now the back right tire is off the ground a little bit, probably about a quarter of an inch. If I press on it and then let go, it still goes back to about a quarter of an inch off the ground. It'd probably help if I turned it a little bit sideways like that so you can see. So as you see, now if I go to 4 tires, the tires are significantly off the ground, as you can see. Now, this does have hot racing internal spring shocks, but I don't think I don't know what size they are actually. and I think they're about the same size as the stock shocks, but they don't have as much travel. But I have no clue, haven't compared them that much. I've compared them a little bit, but really haven't compared them that much. So, there's that flex test. And here's my rig with the flex blades. Now these flex blades I'm very happy with. If I take 2 tires, might as well not even try 2 tires. As you see, it does it no problem. You can move it anywhere and it'll do it. 3 tires. If I move to 3 tires, it does it no problem. In middle, other end, it does 3 tires and touches. Now it is falling over a little bit. I'll hold it. It's touching. All 4 tires are touching. Now, here's the thing. If I stack these up nice and straight so they don't fall over. 4 tires. Now, when I can get this not binding up, now that's 4 tires. And as you see, to a point that tire's not really touching the ground, but I can almost just barely do 4 tires. I think if I added just a little bit more weight on the axles, then I could probably do 4 tires. I just don't exactly have enough weight to hold the truck down like it needs to. I have the Hyraxes. I have a video on the Hyraxes. Definitely check that out. And so far, I'm still in the breaking in process of these. So the other C10, I can tell that they're broken compared to this. Now, the other C10 does have wheels too. But I do have some wheels and some other parts, plenty of parts on the way. Now, one problem is, with these flex blades, you're definitely going to have to move your shocks. Because I put these flex blades on, and it practically slammed my truck. So, as in, the front right there is what you see, that's what it was. So, it was literally basically sitting on the wheels the way I had my shocks moved. And this, when I didn't have the flex blades, I had the most flex, I guess you could call it. The spot I had just about the most flex you could get out of one of these without any upgrades to the shocks, whether it's flex blades or actual shocks. And it sat like that once I put the flex blades on it. So you will have to move your shocks. Sadly, the only ones I moved, because I just put this body on instead, I moved the front shocks back to the stock shock location, and the rear ones are still super slanted, I guess you could call it, and those are relocated. It still sits pretty even. The only thing that's not even is this body, but I kind of like how it sits forward some. Now, I still need to find some parts for this just to add on to the front to make it look a little bit better. But that's what I've got. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get on the course, and I'm going to show y'all the flex on this. So it kind of looks funny, but this is actually the other end of the course. I usually don't start on this end, but I decided to today because I've got Hyraxes and it does it way easier. So, I've got my truck here. And so far, it has not slid. I have test drove it a little bit. The only problem we're going to run into is the pine tags. So, because I'm still running a stock motor, it may bog down just a little bit more than usual because I have so much more grip. Catching my belly a little bit. Have to move over some. Ooh, flipped over. Tumble wumble. So now that I actually have some wheels for it, this course is a little too easy. So I'm just gonna try and get in the hardest spots I have. And if some of you watch, I actually just rebuilt this course so that it'd be harder for our stock little trucks, because it wasn't hard enough. But now I might have to rebuild it again. So back on up. Now, there is one problem with the flex blades. I will have to figure something out, because the servo is actually below the frame rails, and the frame rails are catching on the servo. I do have an Emax servo, if anybody's wondering, so I may or may not have to kind of bend the frame rails out. Put it on over here. Don't think it's gonna make it with a big old gap like that. Uh-oh. Upside down. Can we save it? Yes, we can. Get turned around and go up this obstacle like we need to. So I brought the truck back right here. Seems to have a little more, has a few better spots for this, just to kind of help with some flex. Test the grip on this out, put it to the max. So that was it for that part of the course. Now I have this part of the course. I don't know if it's been in a video yet. May or may not have been in a video, but I'm gonna test this. It's a hill with just a bunch of little rocks in it, just kind of thrown, which I kind of threw them there to help keep the dirt from washing away. Of course, we're gonna find all the pine tags possible, because why not? The only problem with an obstacle like this is this truck itself is so low that it just catches on everything. So I'm trying to make it right here. Get down, get on around real quick. Trying to be a little easy on the throttle. Well, we're on a hill, so that might not be the best option. There we go. So I made it up that part. And that'll be about it for this video. It wasn't much. It was just flex blades and Hyraxes, two things. Just as little upgrades, and then just showing the body move so y'all can have some light. And that's about it for what I've done to this lately, other than moving the shocks and whatnot. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can see my next videos.